So, what am I watching? Episode 7. Excuse me if I cough, getting sick. I mention this a lot in videos because I am, and I just can't help it. But, let's talk about some movies I watched. First one we watched here is Zoolander. We could be twins, me and Ben Stiller. Come on. Same face. Regardless, I watched Zoolander. It's a really funny comedy, and I showed it to my mom, and she loved it. It was really great watching this movie again. Movie's stupid as hell, ridiculous. That's kind of the point, and it works super well, and it's one of the funniest movies I've ever watched in my life. If you haven't seen Zoolander, you definitely need to. Zoolander 2, you can skip it. It's not very good. It's kind of one of those late comedy movies, you know what I'm talking about, like where they make a sequel to a comedy that's really popular and got really popular over time, like if not more so, and then it comes out and it just sucks, like it's terrible, and it's like, why did you make this? That's what Zoolander 2 is, and I don't recommend it. Yeah, let's talk about some movies I watched on Disney Plus. Because I was watching a lot of Disney Plus. I was watching Disney Plus to prepare for War for Cybertron coming out. Because basically, whenever there's something coming out on my Roku, I just kind of spend the day binging stuff on my Roku. So, like Netflix had War for Cybertron. Just posted a review for the main channel on Kabam Studios. And so I stay up to midnight to watch that. And I'll be doing that again tonight because we got The Muppets Now coming out. Beyonce's new movie, Black is King, which I'm going to be watching both of that tonight. But yeah, I was watching some Herbie movies, which I've actually been meaning to do for a while, but I thought it was an appropriate time to do that. I watched another movie, but first I watched The Love Bug, which is a fun movie. You know, these movies are about this car, Herbie, who's alive, and they're very cheesy, they're very dumb, but like they're super fun to watch. And the villain in this movie is really campy, really stupid movie. Herbie Rides Again is not as good. I would say it's the third best in the franchise. Because this is like a franchise. There's like 5 of these, I think. Yeah, 5. And it's fun enough, but like, it's like, eh. And then Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo, I would say is the best, because they played up the goofy tone a little bit more. And they had more charismatic leads with Don Knotts, who's like a really funny comedic talent. He's great in like The Ghost and Mr. Chicken, Private Eyes, and you know, Gus, Hot Lead but Cold Feet, which those 2 are on Disney Plus. You can watch those 2 movies. He's really good in those. Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo is definitely the best, I would say. Herbie Goes Bananas, I started. I didn't finish it. I have like 35 minutes left in it. I really need to finish it up and then get to the last one, which actually stars Lindsay Lohan, apparently. I actually haven't seen this one. I've seen the other ones before. This one I haven't seen in a while. I haven't seen it at all, but yeah. It looks fun. I'm sure I'm gonna like that one the least. Seems like a more modern take on something that really only works in its time, because these movies are very goofy, and if it sounds appealing and you know what you're getting into, you probably will like them, but they're not for everyone because they are pretty dated, cheesy, stupid movies. Here it is. The Ron Howard directed fantasy movie that's like Lord of the Rings, but not that great. Willow! Willow is fun. It's cheesy, fun 80s adventure. I love it to pieces. There's some fantastic acting in this movie. It's got some cool special effects. It's a fun story. I would describe it as Lord of the Rings before we got Lord of the Rings. So it's like, you know, instead of like, I guess, the ring that they're carrying, it's a baby, except the baby's not evil, and it's nothing like Lord of the Rings, aside from the fact they're fantasy, I guess. So, but it's still cool, and Willow is a great, fun, cheesy movie from the 80s, epic fantasy, and probably one of the best. It's produced by George Lucas, I believe. And it's directed by Ron Howard. And you can watch it on Disney Plus. And yeah, I definitely recommend doing so. I hope that they do make that Willow TV series that they've been talking about doing forever. I would love to see that. But yeah, so that's what I've been watching. That's basically all I've been watching. So, yeah, I guess that's it.